Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the late Saturday night mini edition of the AEW Collision Sidecast here. This is going to be interesting to say the least here tonight because we get to go back to our remember the days of Rampage where everybody got a chance to sit back, watch an hour of wrestling, and then just move along. But oh, I see. I gotta do some eliminating here on the stream. All right, well, no, we're gonna have a fun time tonight because it's gonna be. They got 4 matches planned for this hour, so they're about on track for what they normally are. Main event is gonna be Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. We are also getting Queen Aminata and Julia Hart, the third match in their series. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We get the Don Callus family, Sans Khan Fletcher and Mark Davis, going up against, well, cannon fodder. I do believe it's Mark Briscoe, Rocky Romero, and Dante Martin as the 3. And all right. And then, yeah, we also get the open challenge from Max Caster, so he gets his ass beat here again. So we'll see how things go there. But show's gonna get started here in game time left in the last game before Collision comes on is 4:20 right now as I'm speaking. The wider the gap goes in this game, the quicker Collision comes on. But I do have to say, for years, Gonzaga was one of my favorite teams, and watching them lose to who I actually said on stream here was going to be the prohibitive favorites in Houston seems sort of apropos, and it'll be interesting to see how things hook up together here. And just this NCAA tournament, there's no end of surprising. The most surprising thing for me as a basketball fan is the fact that I'm actually being a fan of John Calipari for once, as Arkansas has made it out to the 3rd round already. And yeah, Arkansas just feels good this time around. Not like what we usually deal with here. So, but yeah, tonight and tomorrow, we're getting this situation here where Dynamite's going to be Collision is going to be taking place right after the last NCAA game on TNT. So it is a bit of an advantage, the fact they get to work on a Sunday as well. But the thing that sucks is it's actually so late like this. So I know you people on the West Coast, or East Coast, sorry, you're going to be looking at 11 o'clock for what's going to be coming on here for Collision tonight. But I hope it's worth it, as there is a 11-point lead and with 3 minutes to go, and team decides to call timeout. As I hear somebody's fire alarm go off next to me here, it's always a safe feeling here. But yeah, just the way things are going in AEW right now, like coming off that Dynamite and all the feedback that's been coming out from it about the Jon Moxley incident with the board with the nails in it. We knew that was going to happen eventually here, but we knew that Jon Moxley was going to do something stupid. Like that's just what he does. But it's really funny these days, and I'm actually really proud of all the people that do support AEW the way they are. It feels like people need to understand you wanted an alternate product from what WWE is, and that's essentially what AEW is. It's an alternative product. In many ways, it feels a lot like the way ECW was when it ran way back in the 90s. Because, well, frankly, you had all these crazy hardcore spots, but you had a lot of technical wrestling to go with it. And that's exactly what we got here with AEW. And just look at the pay-per-view. Like we had 2 or 3 bloody matches, and then you got a masterpiece like Ricochet and Swerve where they didn't have to use the ultra violence to do it. They can do it if they need to, but it's not a necessity, right? So, all right, they come back from the timeout here. We're just it looks like they're wrapping things up. You got Desperation Trap by... You got Desperation Traps going on by Gonzaga at this point. So, we'll see it. Like, it's an uphill climb that AEW is just having to follow nonstop here. The fact that they're never going to be enough to make all people happy. There's going to be so much critique of everything. You just got to go out and enjoy what you're going to enjoy, right? So, and that's the biggest thing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, then if you're not enjoying what you're watching, then don't watch it. And another timeout. You gotta love it when all these timeouts, like in the NCAA. That's one thing I like about the Canadian Basketball League here, the CEBL. They use the Elam ending, which basically you take 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you add 9 points to it, and that is what the game goes to. There's none of this. You're gonna foul it to stretch the game clock out more. You just have to play sound basketball. If you play sound basketball, play defense, get stops, you don't have to worry about it because it's just literally going to be... You're going to be able to catch up if you play sound defense and make some shots. None of this stupid, oh, well, I'm going to foul you, make you hit free throws, going to come down, shoot. Hopefully hit it. If not, make you hit more free throws. And just, yeah, it's an ugly situation in so many ways. But yeah, I'm bouncing back and forth, play basketball and wrestling because that's basically where the weekend is. For me, the other part is MLB The Show. Like, I'll be honest, I had TSN or ESPN equivalent who has the wraparound coverage for NCAA up on my monitor while I've been watching. I've been playing MLB The Show while I've been having games on my monitor here. So it's been fun going back and forth and whatnot. So. But that game is turning into so much fun. Like, it is frustrating because I just got to mentally get into the fact that this game is a lot faster than last year's was. Because I find MLB The Show 2024, you had a little bit of time to determine whether you had to swing or not. Right now, with the power creep the way it is and the poor players that you have, you pretty much need to know where you're going right away, or else you're never going to get it. And yeah, so that's usually some of the better parts of it, and it just makes it really rewarding when you do get stuff. So I've been grinding away in my spare time here. We're going to be doing another stream of that on Monday. Since there is no Raw Monday night, we'll take some time and get some swings in Monday night in anticipation for the opening of the season coming up. I believe it's Thursday. The Blue Jays are home to the Orioles. That's going to be a scary series or a scary season for the Blue Jays here, I think. And the whole franchise might be getting pissed in a hurry if all these whistles. Come on. I want wrestling. Oh, they just we got some breaking news. Always good to have some breaking news on stream here. So they're doing ROH Supercard of Honor Friday, May 2nd from Atlantic City, New Jersey. So the big story about Supercard of Honor is they usually had Supercard of Honor WrestleMania weekend, and it used to be one of the biggest shows you go to during WrestleMania week. Like, in many ways, people considered the Supercard of Honor show to be the bigger of the bigger of the shows coming up on the weekend. You get better matches in many ways. I think we were talking about this on Wednesday. The most memorable one to come down was the when the Bucks took on Matt and Jeff Hardy in a ladder war at ROH Supercard of Honor right before WrestleMania 33, and then the next night they showed up at WrestleMania in that four-way ladder match for the Raw tag titles. All right, we're down to a minute 34, so we're getting close, folks. But yeah, I got a feeling this hour is just going to fly right by as soon as we get into it here. It's literally going to be bing, bang, boom, let's go. And Gonzaga decides to hit a basket with a foul. Now we got a 5-point game going on a 4-point game possibly. They could go to overtime and drive me absolutely nuts here. Almost feels like I should have the extra ticker just for that game on here. But yeah, and I will say this game that I've been watching, Gonzaga Houston, has been an absolute classic. I've been loving watching it regardless. And it's two coaches that have been two of the winningest coaches in the last 5 years. Oh, and another timeout. This is basically me dealing with all these timeouts. I'm just happy we're going to get a game here coming up here. So, yeah. So as long as... Well, some of the bigger topics that we got on wrestling, I didn't get a chance to watch SmackDown yesterday, but I've heard from many people that it was an absolute waste of time. And, like I'll never say that the matches, like, the wrestlers were putting an effort, because that would be just disrespectful to the wrestlers. But sometimes when your booking just goes right into neutral and you're just hoping that the crowd's going to get you over, which many ways it will. Because from what I heard, the Street Profits title match on yesterday was actually, got a pretty good response from the crowd. By the way, what's up with Def Rebel again? Like, it's amazing to me that a guy like Mikey Rukus can do all the music for AEW and have such a variety of types of music for each person. But now, hey Ed, how you doing? I was just talking about the Def Rebel shenanigans here, but as we're waiting, we got just under 2 minutes left in the basketball game, and there was just a key tip that went on there. So, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. I was just talking about how we got Mikey Rukus and AEW providing so many different types of music, and then you got Def Rebel, who just everything's the same. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, Star My Liquid died for oh, God. Well, Ed, I hope everything turns out okay. I know what that liquid diet's all about. I'll never forget. And I know this is going to be, for those that are a little queasy, it's going to be pretty PG, but forgive me for this. So, before they could diagnose me with anemia, they had to do an endoscopy on me. And if you don't know what an endoscopy is, they have to go in through the back end and go all the way through your intestines and basically see if there's any cuts or anything inside that need to be fixed before, to see if there's a problem with your inside stomach or something. But so I do all the liquid diet and, take the special pills and make sure I'm completely cleaned out. But I get in there, they gas me up. However, they didn't knock me out for it. So they got the camera in. The mistake that they made was letting me see the monitor. I started going all Mario Kart on them. So as they're going in, I'm like, left, right, left, up, wait, no brakes, gas. And I just remember them laughing nonstop at me. And it just, yeah. It was hilarious. Good thing they didn't find anything, and they all got a hoot out of it, which is always a blast. But no, I have been diagnosed with anemia at this point, so I do take iron pills on the regular. So at least that's a little bit more under control now. And yeah, just working on getting life better, one step at a time here. Oh, Thursday. By the way, after stream on Thursday, I told everybody, oh, gastric sleeve. Ooh. That's always fun. Yeah, I just, ugh. No, I kid. I'm not going to give you the same looks that I did when Moxley ended up landing on that 2x4 with nails sticking out of it. I think I was more grossed out with Wheeler trying to pull the nails out of Moxley's back than I was of him actually going into it. And the fact that it's stuck in there, it just, yeah, it was a permanent feeling there, that's for sure. All right, now we're down to a minute. We got a hack and slash here, but yeah, it's when it comes to surgeries, things can get a lot crazy. But what I was mentioning earlier here, for those that were here on Thursday, I told you guys after I was done, I had to create I bought a new bed for myself. I replaced the mattress I had a year ago, but I didn't replace the box spring and supports and all that. And I was still having problems with my back, so I ended up picking up this bed off Amazon. I couldn't believe it took me 4.5 hours to build this damn thing. It was just stupid, but it happens. But I got it put together, and just, I haven't had a workout like that in a while. But ever since I've changed over, I'm glad to say that my back is feeling a hell of a lot better. And it's actually funny. I wish I would have taken a picture before I got rid of the box spring. I sent it to our local eco center today, but the middle support, if you ever looked at a bed, you got this, it's shaped as it's shaped, but there's always a board running down the middle, right? That's basically supposed to support your back in the middle. This thing looked from the side view like a bow. Like it was literally just, I'm looking at this after and I'm like, no wonder I felt like I was falling into it all the time. So, suffice it to say, now I have a metal frame and nothing is moving that easily in that thing. Spending 4 hours and a whole lot of screws. And one thing about prepackaged. All right. So it's one of those IKEA deals where they give you the whole parts and everything for it and you build it yourself. So they give you this little compartment that says spare parts. You ever get scared when you go through all the, like, you finish building it, yet they didn't stick all the spare parts in the spare part area? There was one in the area where there's 2 screws left. And I'm like, how are we not, where do these go? So I'm frantically looking over and, oh my God. Oh my God, Gonzaga's down 3. They just got the steal and the foul. And now they're going to have a chance to get within 1. This could go to overtime, folks. That's going to happen. We're going to be here for a while before we get to collision here, because that's another 5 minutes of mayhem here. My goodness. It would have to happen here, right? On the TNT game. Well, yeah, there's a little bit of insanity going on right now for everything. And I know this is a bit of a weird night for everybody when it comes to wrestling. Thank you once again for checking things out with me here tonight. Like I said, tonight we're going to get some great matches. If you're popping in and out of here, we're going to get Julia Hart, Queen Aminata, the third rubber match between the two, because they're 1-1. Main event is Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole for the TNT title. All seconds barred from ringside. 1 point game, 21 seconds to go. Somebody's fouling somebody right now. We're going to get the Max Caster Open Challenge, which, oh my God, somebody fouled someone. They lost about 9 seconds on the clock because nobody could hit anybody. Come on, boys. But this is going to be a crazy finish here, but yeah. They're probably going to open. I wouldn't be surprised if they do open with Garcia and Cole. Like, quite often Collision will open with the match that everybody considers should be the main event. And I find it very reasonable, and especially on a night like this, where you're looking to get viewers, but you got a feeling most of your viewers are not going to be sticking around for the end of the show. Because let's face it, right now it's 11 o'clock Eastern. For me, it's fine. It's 9 o'clock. It's beautiful. If you're on the West Coast, this is the one time where West Coast is best coast. It'll be 8 o'clock when they start. Still got time to watch wrestling tonight and go out and party if you're on the West Coast. So, but yeah, and then there's that 6-man tag where the Callus family just wants to rip and tear and destroy. So I got a feeling that's going to be a quicker match than most people expect. We're probably going to get 2 quick matches and then one a little longer in the Hart and Aminata. And then Cole and Garcia are just going to take a while. I know all these are pre-filmed on Thursday, so I haven't spoiled myself with any of it, so. Wow. Shooter got the shot blocked, ball turned over, free throws the other way. Up 3, can ice it with 1. All right, well, this game's over. Yeah. Good news, fans. We're going to be able to watch wrestling right away. But I remember the opportunity to do this all the time. Like when we were, when I was your age, back in the young days when we only had 4 channels, you would always have to wait for one program, like a live program, to finish in order to watch what you want. A lot of people had to do that at Saturday Night Live, right? With they would show it right after the conclusion of the game, and then your game goes 4 overtimes. Well, if you deal with NHL fans in the playoffs, we've had games where it goes 4 overtimes, 5 overtimes, 300 overtimes. Yeah, he hit both for your 3 throws, so that was over. So things are going to wrap up pretty quick here. So as our USA and Canada channel has just hit commercials. So once they lighten up, we will get into... Oh. They just literally just flashed the signal, the feed over. So we should be fired up pretty quick. So yeah, today and tomorrow have been pre-filmed on Wednesday after the show, after the Dynamite show. So it almost makes you wonder how the crowd's going to be because, well, remember what they had to deal with. They had probably two of the best segments we've had for a while. And once again, the women got 2 matches and main evented this week on Dynamite. Remember that. And I still feel to this day, this was Tony Khan turning around saying, yeah, I screwed up at the pay-per-view. This is what should have happened. Which personally, I would have put Moxley and Cope to start the show, not in the middle. Just save the Swerve shenanigans for another day. You could even have done the Swerve shenanigans on Wednesday after this street fight that happened here on Wednesday, which honestly, the only reason I understand why they would do this street fight on Wednesday is just, let's show you what we should have done on the pay-per-view. Just straight up, that's all they could do, right? Let me show you what we should have done on the pay-per-view, and we'll just have to learn and move on and go from there. Like, I don't know about you guys, and feel free to comment here in the chat if you want about this. Tony Khan, as far as I'm concerned, is a pretty good booker. Except he has certain little things that just ruin a lot of the stuff that he does. Like his previous experience, like he grew up a fan of New Japan and ECW. So that's why the women's matches don't do diddly squat right now in terms of booking and where they're put and whatnot. And he's starting to change his ways a little bit, but it's so ingrained to him that, you know, there's second-class matches in many ways. And yeah, just for lack of a better term, and just you could tell what the sort of violence he has, and you could also tell by the way the pay-per-views go, because like we were talking earlier, like people wanted a difference from AEW to WWE. They want a difference in product. Well, the presentation is very different as well. With WWE, you have your commercials, you have your Peacock commercials, you have your extra promo segments. You spread 5 matches over 3 hours. In AEW, basically it's promo, match, promo, match, promo, match, promo, match during the pay-per-views. If you want to learn the details of the story, go back and watch Dynamite, go watch Collision. They'll give you those details there. But once you get to the pay-per-view, they're going to give you a 1-minute synopsis of what's going on, and boom, we're gone. Which can be a positive and a negative in many ways. Like we can talk about, you know, how casual fans will not check out the pay-per-view because of that. My counter is casual wrestling fans aren't going to be plopping down $50 anyway these days. Or if you're smart, you get a Roku stick and a Triller app and you're paying $60 for a pair. That's what I did, and that's all about that money. So I find it funny that a lot of people who don't know about the basketball thing and just saw Dynamite listed on the channel guide for those watching on regular TV here in Canada, they're sitting here watching the same commercials roll through for the past 5 minutes, and they wonder what's going on. Because, yeah, the feed's already gone. They're probably in a commercial break in the States. And then they're just going to pipe in and we'll start running. So tonight and tomorrow will be relatively shorter streams. We will be just covering Collision on both nights. We will get back to a little expanded expanded work coming up here on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. I'm hoping I got everything fixed up with the computer and that for WWE here. So depending on how things go, we might even just start running our own solo My GM as we wait for everybody else to get ready for it, because I know that we just need people to pick up the game and, you know, get everything settled. And now that I found out there's no cross contamination, but cross platform play for my GM mode, it's just straight. If you want to play with me, you got to be on an Xbox. Just unfortunately, that's the way things work here. And I know a couple people are just waiting to get it, so we might start our own solo run here, and then we can hold it off and come back to it later. Just like I said, I want to get into it. I am dying at the bit to get at it because I don't want to wait like last time. Last year, we waited 2 months before we started our first My GM session, and we didn't manage to get through the game. And for me, that is a little bit frustrating, because I feel that, you know, I want to get all 10 Hall of Fame trophies. I would like to get that achievement I have never 100%ed a game yet. My closest to ever 100%ing or platinuming a game for PlayStation people that are, oh, here we go, we're live! We just got the warning, let's go! They didn't even give us an opening. Let's go, we're into it. We're going right into Garcia and Cole. I called it right off the bat, folks. So yeah, Garcia and Cole, this makes a lot of sense. This essentially, I still hate, you know, the tights on Garcia, because, you know, red and yellow. Oh, we got the handshake, even though Cole looks like he's ready to murder someone. So yeah, Sunday, from what I've seen, is not going to be as... There's not going to be as many names on the card on Sunday, but it's definitely going to be a lot of great matches. We got Tralistico and Mortos versus Hologram and Commander. And I forget what they had a name for Commander and Hologram, and then all of a sudden they got rid of it because somebody said it sounded stupid. So they gave it the Mexican equivalent to it, so... But yeah, I want to see what this crowd's actually like tonight, just because they are fighting off the remnants of a red hot Dynamite that they were just watching. Hey, Nats fan, how you doing here tonight, sir? Great to see you here. I know it's a late night for everybody, but I appreciate each and every one of you for popping by. Doing well? I could see Hart and Aminata actually getting the main event. It's Saturday, no sleep yet. Well, to be honest, this is my Tuesday in terms of a work week. All right, who is Max Caster facing the open challenge here tonight? Oh, it's Hobbs, Briscoe, and Romero. I thought it was Dante for some reason, but... No, Hobbs will go beat up somebody. Hobbs and Takeshita might actually be a program they might look at going forward. You know when Rocky Romero shows up in a match, he's taking the pin usually, right? I would find it pretty amazing if Romero could get the pin on on Brian Cage or Lance Archer. I can't remember. I can't remember the last time Lance Archer ate a pin in tag competition. Because I think it was Cage that ate the pin against the Outrunners. Then before that, they just never lost. So we're going to have to get a bit of a feeling of what's going to happen here with this 1 hour collision here. I won't lie to you, Mike. I was in your stream at 8 p.m. Oh, you already had it loaded up, ready to go? Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, it could be a creature. Things are creature as a habit these days. Forgot about the late start. Yeah. So just remember, Nats, tomorrow night we're going to be here roughly around the same time. It's going to be around 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock Eastern once again, whenever TNT is done. So I think this is the only weekend we have to worry about that, because next week, the beginning of the Final Four starts. So Saturday, there's actually only 2 matches. So, I was talking about that as we were getting the pre-show going here, because I was actually on, probably about half an hour early. I started up roughly about 7 minutes with the Gonzaga and Houston game, which is, of course, what led into this. But yeah, I'm loving the basketball so far. I hate to say this, I really do, because I've really disliked the man for many years for what he did in terms of just lack of development. I'm actually becoming a fan of John Calipari with his Arkansas team. They're young, they're fun. Sucks that Gonzaga's out, because Gonzaga's always been a favorite. Just, that little school that always did very well. But I mentioned it on stream. Like, people were asking me who my favorites were. I'm like, I know a lot of people are going to say Duke, but to me, it's, you don't knock the champs until you take out the champs. And Houston right now is looking like they're practicing to get in position to get there. So, but it'll be interesting to see what Duke has to say about it. So, but this is very smart here by Cole. Like, the big thing with Garcia is he tries to go for that Dragon Tamer. Hey, Zodiac. If he goes for that Dragon Tamer, he needs a base for his legs to sit down his feet when he puts the sharpshooter in. I'm sorry, that's what it is. Sorry about the late night shenanigans here, but, can't be helped. As we are entering... tonight and tomorrow will be 2 off nights. Next weekend should be back to normal. If I do remember right, there is only 2 games on... 2 men's games on Saturday. I think there's still 4 women's games on Saturday, because they do their tournaments offset compared to what the men do. Like, the men do Thursday through Sunday, the women do Friday through Monday. So I do find it funny here. Didn't they say all seconds are removed from ringside, yet Matt Menard, is on commentary tonight? We didn't get to hear anything before it, so maybe he didn't come down with him or something. And I'm just sticking to Pepsi tonight because, if that game would have went to overtime, I think the beer might have got me a little bit too much there. You notice how vicious Cole's been getting here, and I love it. Cole. There's one small problem with that move. Is he trying to do an inverted figure four? Because the figure four that he was playing was with the wrong leg. I guess you could set it up either way, right? Like, I guess you necessarily don't have to have it set one specific way. And because this is a pre-taped show, you Americans get to watch the picture-in-picture. I get to watch commercials. So, and speaking of which, we were on so long, I tried to play the 3-minute ads to get rid of them for Collision, but unfortunately, we're about to hit an ad break here right now. So, forgive me for all you non-subscribers or Twitch Turbo members. It's coming. But once again, everybody, thank you for being here tonight. I know it's, like I said, it's an awkward time. We did get both YouTube and Twitch going here tonight. So for those on YouTube, once again, I salute you. Thank you for stopping by here. If you are on there, please drop a thumbs up in there. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please hit the subscribe button. It'll let you know anytime we drop a new video. I am looking to add some new videos here starting in April. We are starting our one day after reviews of each of the AEW pay-per-views, where I give it a day to sort of figure itself out, and then I give my review of a show. Because one thing I find, and a lot of people bring it up, and it came up during Revolution as well, oh, we're right back into the show. I like this. You try to give your feelings on the show and your comments and all that, and you find out that certain facts that you thought were true ended up being misconstrued and moved around. I think the biggest one was, if you guys remember those Queen of the Ring actresses, and the one of them that turned around and said she didn't know that she always won when she was a part of it. Now, everybody took that to the ultimate, yeah, we're wrestlers, and we already know the endings. No, it was literally just to... she was just saying, no matter what, you win. Like, you put in your effort, you do it your all, you win the crowd one way or the other. Good person, bad person, you always win. And it took Camille actually coming out to say it, so that was rather interesting in that case. So yeah, I've decided we're going to start doing some one day after reviews of the pay-per-views. Uh-oh. Brainbuster on the knee coming? Nope. Jesus! Cole sold that neck breaker like a son of a gun there. Like, that wasn't just a little beat, it was whew. And again. Look for a reversal, didn't get a reversal. Uh-oh. Okay. Nice little neck breaker there off the ropes. I find it funny that he calls it the twist and shout. Never realized well, I guess he's got the dancing gimmick, so that makes sense. Cole's gear is flossing. That's low, Zodiac. No, I commend you, sir, for the feedback on that one. Once again, he's going for the wrong leg on the figure 4. I haven't seen Garcia do that before. Go for that Insaguri over the top there. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're doing a double book in there. So, yeah, I was talking about this also during the pre-show here. Supercard of Honor is usually a WrestleMania week standard. But this year they've decided to move Supercard of Honor to the first week in May. And they're going to be doing that double book there. And Atlantic City, that'll actually be a decent spot. You're going to get Diata probably in a major role there. Nice reversal by Cole. It's one of those that you sneak in there and get the move before they can get the move back, and you just... Yeah, I don't know how much time they're going to go over tonight, but I got to feel they're going to get a little bit of an overcarry here. Is he going to go for a Panama Sunrise here? There's just so much of a setup to that move. It's so hard to actually see if they're going to actually be able to convert it. So, oh no. Oh no. I hate it when the ring announcers start saying that, because then you know what's going to happen here. I will admit, last week, FTR won it with about 3 minutes to go. Are we getting new champ? Oh, no. He's by the ropes. Yeah. By the ropes, by the ropes. Safe. I love this. The crowd's fighting with each other out there. There's DG, there's Adam Cole. Garcia taking the coward's way out, which is smart, don't get me wrong. Oh no. Oh no. He's going to do a Panama Sunrise on the floor? Hey, Boris, no worries at all, my friend. Thank you for the thought. I appreciate it. If you ever need to, it's /raid in the chat, and then you just go at whatever channel you want. So we are 15 and a half minutes into, well, 16 minutes into Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT title. Just started maybe, 15 minutes ago top? Yeah, well, they literally did not give us an opening. We literally got the match. So I hope your first night of 10 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Mountain went well for you. What? No way. What a counter! Fake the kick, go for the... Go for a figure eight. Go for a figure eight. Go for a figure eight. Come on, now. No, I hope everything went well for you. The move it to the earlier time slot, I think, would probably be a little easier for you, too. You're not up all night. Not countering against Saturday Night Live. He's going to hold out to the bell rings. Oh, no, never mind. There's the ropes. We're going to get a time limit draw. Cole's going to snap. Then we're finally going to get a heel and a face in this feud. Even though it almost feels the other way around. Oh. Dragon Table! Now he gets the ropes. So basically it's just tit for tat here for the last couple minutes. Crowd's already chanting 5 more minutes. They know what's coming. We'll fight forever. This reminds me of old WCW. William Regal, they had on the WCW Vault this week, they had a lot of matches involving Regal and that TV title. And the fact that Regal would use that time limit so perfectly throughout the entire respite there. Perfect breaks, take rest holds. Jesus! Panama Sunrise on the apron. He is dead weight. Is Garcia... Oh, never mind. We're going for the boom now. No. Garcia's holding up. We're still going to get this draw? They wouldn't tell you there's a minute left. You jerks. You jerks. Oh, this is cruel. This is how you get Adam Cole to snap. This is how you get Adam Cole to snap, and I'm looking forward to it. You know what's funny? This is sort of like the Pure title. It's like people get pissed off that they can't win because of the Pure rules. Well, this is the game you're playing. Because you're playing sorry, you're trying to play sorry. You do not win a game of Monopoly that way. Maybe it's just me, but... Garcia using that 20-minute time limit perfectly, just the way they're setting everything up here, just it seems like such a... All right, well, we hit commercial break number 2 tonight. Not us, them. But Max Caster's going to be up with his open challenge tonight. Who do you guys got for the open challenge? Who's going to squash Caster here in 2 minutes? Last time we had Takeshita, actually, was the guy that came out and destroyed Caster. That was right after he lost his title to Omega and just absolutely went livid on Caster. I think it was funny because, yeah, I remember exactly what happened here because we were talking about ads earlier. So my ad counter gives me a warning when there's 3 minutes left, right? So I warned you guys, I let you know that there might be an ad during the match, which would last longer, the ad or the match. They didn't even get to the ad yet by the time the match was done. Like, I'm expecting all these matches to go maybe 3-4 minutes. I just want to see what kind of surprise they could pull out for this one. They've already had Jay White, they've had Hangman Page, they had Takeshita, and this is, I think, challenge number 4. Eventually, you know, Bowens is going to be the final one before they really kick that feud back up into gear here. And I'm assuming it's going to be an awesome feud. Because I know that I've been a little heavy on this, but Caster's been doing a real good job in this role. Like, I remember the last time we had a gimmick like this going on. to this extent, where they would have the whole promo and everything to go with it, and the fact that they would lose all the time. And if you want to go back to the 2010s, look at Heath Slater. What he was doing with all the legends leading up to that WrestleMania, or it was Raw 25th anniversary, I do believe, where he had his final challenge and he thought said he'd take on anybody in a no DQ match, and Lita came out. And then Lita came out, ended up saying, okay, well, you decided to go no DQ, right? Well, I hired me some protection. Next thing you know, APA comes out and, well, thank goodness there was some extra duct tape on Slater's neck. So, because I think JBL sort of took him to hell and back about 3 times there. So, oddly, Caster's doing better than Bowens. I think Bowens has actually been doing some acting roles lately. It's not just like, there's a reason why he hasn't been around. It's just not been the fact that once the gimmick went, and he's also, I don't know if you heard about this, but he's actually trademarked the Pride of Pro Wrestling as his gimmick now, which I think is definitely a double entendre bonus there for everything. So it'll be interesting to see when he comes back. Like if they can pick up the steam that they had before and just keep this feud going. Knowing AEW fans, it won't be a huge problem. I think that's the first time that Caster rhymed in a very long time. Time to. Oh. Okay. Is this a sign? I saw the sign. And I opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. Do you guys ever think this chant's going to go through? There's actually 3 fans trying to do it. It's Omaha. It's country music. It's 2-step only. Oh, it's Hook. Yeah, this will be a minute. So Hook's not even coming out to his own music now. It's straight to the Ops music. I guess if you're trying to get the trio over, it does help. This is gonna be the 2 minutes that, you know, a lot of people are never gonna get back, right? The only reason this match is gonna take as long as it is because this is how Hook starts his matches, not even looking at his opponent. Hook is gonna kill you. Hook is gonna kill you. All right. We never even really had the bell yet, right? I guess it really doesn't matter at this point. Ha! Hooked. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep. Yeah, there you go. There's our minute and a half match. Best wrestler alive. Okay. He is a gimmick. I'll give him that. I see Casterwood near a microphone. He should come back tomorrow and just have Joe show up and do his.
Third match with Julia Hart. Now, both of you are 1-1. You won the last match, so you have a ton of momentum heading into tonight. How are you feeling? Fantastic.
Oh, now we got Serena Deeb hanging out.
You listen to me, and you win your matches. And tonight, you have Julia Hart again. Lucky for you, I came prepared. I brought it with me. I brought the masterpiece. Now, this is 1,000 wrestling holds. I have worked on this for 20 years.
Now,
Everything that she needs to know to beat Julia Hart.
I know Dean Malenko's backstage. So he had to have said something about this.
Professor, thank you, but no thank you. I think I can win this one on my own. Seriously, no thanks. We'll see about that.
Well, we know she's getting involved. So they're letting the Callus family main event tonight. Okay. It would have been cool to have the women main event, but there's got to be something with Powerhouse and Takeshita that are probably going to cause it to be a decent main event. So you got to love how Julia Hart is really taken off, and even a setback of having Malachi leave has helped her out quite a bit. I wish Deeb was goofier. I think if she had like a goofball gimmick, she'd be better, as long as, you know, she kept her hair. Personally, Serena Deeb has never been in a position where she's actually had a whole ton of charisma, period. And I don't think she would have the energy to do a goofball gimmick like that. I'd love to see it. Like, I think she should do something like that, but I just don't think she's ever had the charisma to do that. And I'm careful what I say about Deeb every time, because she's within 3 steps of being canceled every time anybody talks to her, just because of her husband. And if you're not familiar who her husband is, think of a certain villain that got canceled a few years ago. So Aminata's gone with some new gear, gone with the silver tights instead. But no, it's been nice to see the rise of Julia. Like I was saying earlier, just the fact that she's getting the ability to grow and show what she's been doing. Weird they got married. She looks like an adult. I'd give you that one. But it's so funny, like, you can't question the knowledge of Serena Deeb. Like, she's a hell of a coach. Look at Hart go here. And that's one thing we've always talked about Aminata. Like, if she has somebody who's a little bit more experienced and has a little bit more flow with her, She usually doesn't have problems. It's when she has to push the match a little bit herself. That's when she usually runs into a little bit of problems here. And Julia, the only time she ran into any problems right now, since she's changed her gimmick, is just when she got hurt. Oh, God. That was flush. I'm going to give them full credit on that one. Like, you know, sometimes there's a little reverb or something like that. That was literally thunk. No movement after, no rebound, just hard hitting. Yeah, that was tight right there. But you guys get to see the action right now. I get to see a commercial, so it's all that great stuff. We're getting to watch insurance company commercials and whatnot, so I want to see what's going to be. Like, I think there's going to be a little bit of a, well, let's face it, AEW doesn't have a lot of storylines to begin with. But we are getting close to that time where they got to start setting up for the Owen tournament. And I don't think they're coming to Canada to finish the Owen tournament off because, well, unless they're coming to Canada the week of WrestleMania or somewhat just after that, I don't know where they're going to fit it in. Because now that they've announced that the winner of the Owen gets to go face the AEW champion at All In, you know they're not going to be doing it. They're not going to be doing their Canadian tour during their normal time during the Canadian Stampede, because that's the week of All In. So the Canadian Stampede, that is the major fair here in Canada. And it usually takes place starting on the Friday the first Friday in January, or in July, sorry. And it goes for like 15 days or 14 days, somewhere in there, 10 days. They go to Calgary, and then they move all their stuff up to Edmonton for our festival. They used to be known as K-Days or Klondike Days. Not as prolific as it used to be here in Edmonton. Definitely still a major attraction down in Calgary. But yeah, they would put Dynamite in Collision, or they put the Dynamite taping in Calgary for that day, which fantastic. Then last year they did a separate tour for Edmonton and Vancouver. And I think they did a double taping in Calgary, both Collision and Dynamite, that 1 week during the Stampede there. So turned out okay. Like, I think the only bad thing that really came out of that tour last year was the Sky Blue incident with the fan here in Edmonton during the ROH tapings. Didn't turn out well for anybody, frankly, so. But yeah, just I got a feeling that the finals for the Owen are going to be a double or nothing. It would help with the fact that, you know, you got to sort out some storylines going forward. Whoa! I'm not used to seeing Julia do that standing moonsault like that.
Queen Aminata was taking things a little bit easy. Lackadaisical covers. I think she will rue that decision. Julia Hart now looks to take this beyond the hopes. Here she comes, Julia Hart.
Little drive-by elbow here, so that keeps things solid. And Aminata, for as little as she's actually had time and work. That's a little air raid crash. the face of Queen Aminata, just an absolute shock right now. Oh, and Julia's bleeding. Julia's bleeding. Stefan's getting the gloves out. Ooh.
Tough axe kick. As Aminata looks to go to the sky. One wonders. Will Hart meet her there? Yes, she will.
But if I find Julia actually bleeds quite a bit in her matches. Maybe she's just not afraid to make those shots a little harder than... What is she doing? Oh, no way. A spider suplex? Okay, that's got to hurt Aminata's knees. But it is a great setup to her finisher, though. If you could do that. Nope. Ooh, that headbutt. See, theoretically, that could be considered a low blow right there. Maybe it's just me, but somebody could have considered that a low blow. Gotta love those Kawada kicks right there. Perfect opportunity to get him in there. And that's a good old-fashioned boot. Oh, God, this is it. All right. This is where Serena comes up. Yeah, you didn't win. But yeah, great victory by Julia here. Aminata, this is setting up. I don't know if they've actually had it yet. I think they have. The first ever pure match between two women in a Ring of Honor. Well, they hit the commercial a little bit early, but oh well. Yeah, the first ever pure match is scheduled between Serena Deeb and Queen Aminata. Don't know if that's actually gone down yet or not. I'm assuming it'd be a Supercard of Honor match, but it's Tony Khan booking ROH. That compared to AEW, ROH is a whole different world in terms of his booking here. So, but this has gone quick tonight. And speaking of going quick, we're right before our main event here. So, as per tradition, let's get a rundown of what we're doing here for the next week. We'll be back tomorrow night, roughly around the same time, whenever NCAA ends. We're going to be here with night 2 of Slam Dunk Sunday, I guess it's called, of AEW Collision here. Going to be a lot of lucha libre, a lot of high flying, a lot of action going on here. Fastest hour in wrestling once again. We'll be here both on YouTube and on Twitch for that. Monday night, we'll be here exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. A little MLB The Show 25. I've been grinding. I want to show you guys a little bit of the results. Where we're going to head, I'm not 100% sure. Whether we do Conquest, whether we do online. Depends what time I get home. It depends what we're going to be doing. Depends what the crowd is doing. Crowd, the mood, what everybody feels like. Well, we'll see. And then Wednesday, we'll be here with AEW Dynamite, both on YouTube and on Twitch. And then we're going to hook up some WWE 2K25. Hopefully it's going to work properly this time. If you weren't here last time, we had some power issues with the capture card and kept freezing up all the time and such, so we just called it early. Then Thursday, we'll be here with MLB The Show, and then we're getting some plans together for what we're going to be doing in April. Some of it's TBA, but some of it is a little bit more direct. I'm recording a podcast here in the next few weeks. A friend of mine's asked me to be on a show, so I got to do a little bit of prep for that. Might do it live. Might do it on the VODs for you, just for the Backbreaker Gaming channel. But once again, everybody, for everybody checking out tonight, thank you for being here. I know it's a weird time to be here tonight. It is close to midnight on the East Coast, but it's always appreciated for you being here. If you are on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't already. Let you know every time I go live. And for those on YouTube, once again, hit that thumbs up button. The thumbs up button helps us a lot. Let people know about us, get us out there a lot more. And if you want to know anytime we post a new video, put up a new stream, or anything Backbreaker video related, hit that subscribe button. The bell notification's there. Feel free to throw it in there. If you're interested in our gaming channel, it's Backbreaker_gaming. Daily gaming content going up every morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain. I think I might be done my plugs now. But regardless of the plugs, regardless of all that, I just, more than anything else, it's nights like this where it's a weird time of night. It's all over the place. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you being here tonight. So I could just imagine a lot of people would be having other plans on Saturday night. I'm just glad that you took the time to spend some time with me here, and it's always appreciated. So, but yeah, enough of the mushy stuff. We got a main event to talk about here. The Callus Family, Takeshita and the Murder Machines, taking on Hobbs, Mark Briscoe, and Rocky Romero. Now, for me, Rocky Romero is basically just, I'm here to eat a pin. Oh.
You will be in action, but also Commander and Hologram will be taking on Jalisco and the Beast Mortos.
Hello, Harley.
Interactions with Harley Gray. Lexi. Lucy Gray's fascinating and crazy world. And I'm sure tomorrow night will be fantastic. And you know what? Tomorrow night, yes, I do have a match, but I'll also stick around and be on commentary for that match. So I don't really see the point in us discussing the romantic capabilities of a beast, yeah? Okay, but aren't you and Harley Graham the same?
Yeah, peace out. Basically, that's what happened there in that situation, folks. Get the tires on, get it going. I still find it funny that, and I find it very sweet too. Mark Briscoe promised that he would never do a 2-on-2 tag match ever again, and he's lived up to his word. The fact that he's done trios, he's done 4-ways, he's done 5-ways. Hell, I think he was part of that 16-man tag we had one pre-show where literally you couldn't see what was going on inside the ring. See, if everybody was on a per appearance deal, I wouldn't give a crap about a multi-appearance thing here, or have like a multi-man match. But if everybody's on contracts, like, I want to watch the match. This is just an awesome team, period. Like, when we finally get these two against Benjamin and Lashley, this is going to be a lot of fun. Oh, we get Callus on commentary. I thought he was too good for Collision. You know what? Shivani's right. Give the devil his due. As much as we hate everything to do with Don Callis. He knows talent. And the impact that Takeshita's had around the world, like, I know that he doesn't have a title here right now, but if I do remember right, he is the IWGP Never Openweight Champion, as well as the DDT Pro.
We were told that we just said you're probably not in a good mood after what happened Wednesday, but you got to be in a great mood when you got these three men in the ring. Oh, listen, when you look at this, you're talking about three studs, three physical freaks.
Oh, okay. He was just talking about Davis. That's why Callus is supposed to be disappointed there. Because it's funny, because Davis didn't just get beat by one man, he got beat by two. I love Callus thinking on his feet. As much as I don't want to listen to him, as much as I appreciate this being a Callus-free zone in many ways, okay, that sucks. Ah, Nigel, attaboy.
He's in there with Takeshita, who, as I've said, might be the best bell-to-bell wrestler in the world right now. The misdirection, friendly fire there, and now Briscoe, Takeshita's still in the ring, has been missed that.
Did you notice that Takeshita already... Takeshita's even wise beyond his years in many ways? When he was coming across when he was turning around just before Briscoe hit the ropes, he reached out his arm and he's like, yeah, you're in next, get ready. It is very subtle. A lot of people wouldn't pick that up. But it's like he's directing the match in many ways here. You want to talk about, wise beyond your years, that is definitely a way to count that. Oh, God. That sucks. And here comes a dive. Oh, God. That's the spot. That's the spot he was looking for last. Oh, God. All right, well, Romero's dead. Briscoe's dead. Hobbs just got to be a little bit tired here. As we hit our commercial break. The one thing about this awkward start time, it actually makes it... I find in many ways it makes it better for the fact that we're not going to know exactly when they're going to finish. Because when you're watching from 6 to 8 or 8 to 10, whatever, or 7 to 9, whatever time zone you're in, when that hard cut is. When that finish time is. I guess if you were watching long enough, you could sort of see where the finish was or the finish is. But I don't think many people worried about that a whole lot as to when their start time was. And it also makes me think that TNT is probably going to give AEW a little bit extra leeway here when it comes to the main event here. And just letting them run over time a little bit because they probably got a movie lined up after this. So, yeah, usually this time of night you're breaking out your usual late night, let's fill the airwaves with something programming. Usually reruns of The Dark Knight or Superman Returns, the bad one. Movies like that. Movies that just can fill a couple hours and, fill things together. And as I get to watch a commercial about giving your dog flea shots. Great. Granted, that does sort of work when you're dealing with a callus in your ring. But I digress. No, it's... All right, what's going on here? All right, never mind. I thought we were coming back from break here, but... No, tonight's actually been... For being a short show, this has actually been pretty awesome. We got that 20-minute time limit match, which I assume they're going to run the match one more time here between Garcia and Cole, where Cole's going to have to work on his explosion a little bit more. I almost feel like this is going to be the beginning of the end of the Daniel Garcia title reign with the TNT title. I would like to see Garcia move up a little bit, but it almost feels like, yes, we have that triple threat between Bayley, Ricochet, and Omega at Dynasty, and we're gonna get another title defense at Double or Nothing. But it almost feels like all these matches are inconsequential because we all know it's gonna be Okada Omega at Texas All In for the Intercontinental title, which will be the combination of both titles. The only thing that really sucks is the fact they've made things a little too obvious in some ways. And AEW is not great at taking you one direction and moving into another. There's two different ways you can think about that. They're not good at changing things. They're also, I will take the positive out of that, is the fact when something is running in a proper direction, they let it run in that proper direction, which is a very important point. Oh, that's right. That's where I was getting Dante mixed up in. That's tomorrow night. The Death Riders are actually putting their titles on the line for once. Johnny TV and Bandito, that's going to be fun. Rocky and Takeshita just unloading bombs on each other. So that's something I really didn't expect a whole lot of. Is Rocky holding on with Takeshita the way that he is. There's your hot tag to Briscoe. I would say that's a little bit of spicy chili sauce. It's not really Tabasco. It's not really cayenne pepper. It was a decent tag, but not overly hot. Because you know where the big hot tag's going to be. Fisherman Buster! Archer going after Hobbs. Jesus! You hear the snap on all these shots that are coming in?
You left your house and walked into mine.
Zodiac! 3 years? Been here for 3 years. Let's go for at least 3 more. Let's go. Thank you for the sub once again. I appreciate sub with Prime. Always appreciate it. 3 years, Jesus. Like, I'm just coming up on 5 years as a... 5 years as an affiliate. It's going to be coming up in July, I believe. Man, time flies. Oh, God. There's a spine buster. No, yeah, just thank you once again, Zodiac. I appreciate it. We don't have to go for the eyes when you do a German like that. Rocky, don't take the tag. against Cage. Step up in Seguri. There's a spine on the pine. Well, this match just broke down. Into the Blue Thunder Bomb. Jesus. Tried to fire up and Takeshi just said nope. I love that exploder. And Archer just said, nope, we ain't playing that game right now. Yeah, oh, nice reversal there by Rocky. I think that's the only thing you could do to reverse that. All right, that's a reverse. That's a nice reversal of reversal. I was going to say, there's no way Archer loses on that. Oh, God. Yep. This is where Rocky dies. I called it before. And there we go. Well, unless Hobbs is going to be here. Yeah, no. Romero was there to eat the pin. I think that was a pretty much a given at this point. Good to see Takeshi get a wing streak back going now. It's 2 weeks in a row now. Granted, Caster is one of them, so I don't know if you count that as a full point. Well, this was a hell of a lot of fun here to finish things off here. Hobbs didn't get beat. Takeshita looks great. Murder Machines look great. Everybody looked great for the most part. Rocky, well, he got his stuff in once in a while there. Briscoe got over with the crowd, as you know he does by breathing. And yeah, just a great main event. Great start to the show with Garcia and Cole going to that 20-minute mark once again, leaving the fans wanting Cole to just press a little bit more to get that match, get that title. Hook defeating Max Caster in a matter of seconds. Julia Hart using a very smart pin on Queen Aminata to get the 1, 2, 3. And then that main event, like bang, 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 there's your hour. And it just reminds you of the old days of Collision or of Rampage back in like 2019 or late 2019, early 2020, before the pandemic started. They were literally high quality matches, just go, 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 go. No filler, no fluff, just run it and let it have some fun. This was a lot of fun tonight, and I hope tomorrow will be just as much fun. So, but just like today's episode of Collision was a little short, I'm going to be cutting this outro a little bit short here. So I think tonight's we're going to wrap it up here, both for YouTube and for Twitch. We'll be back tomorrow night with Sunday Night Slam, the part 2 of the Collision story here. But once again, everybody, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe over on YouTube. Make sure you hit the follow. And just like Zodiac here earlier, make sure you hit the sub on Twitch. But I actually got the outro music going tonight. There we go. We will be back here tomorrow night for AEW Collision. Monday night for MLB The Show. We will see you here in just under 24 hours once again. It's always a pleasure having you here. Thank you again, Zodiac, for the sub. Thank you for everybody for stopping by. And always remember, be part of the solution, don't be part of the problem. And we'll see you all here next time on the Twitch channel.